This might be the oldest postage stamp album anybody watching this has ever seen. The Scott Stamp and Coin Company started making stamp albums over 100 years ago. Postage stamps haven't been in use much since about before 1850. They started in 1850, roughly. Some countries were a little earlier than that, but it's not like coins, which have been around for centuries. Stamps have only been around for less than 200 years. This album is one that was made in 1902. This edition was from 1907. You can see the year 1902 here. And in it they have maps of the world, and it starts off with stamps from the United States, starting in 1847, and all sorts of stamps. Regular postage stamps, tax stamps, newspaper stamps, the World's Fair, Columbia stamps, special delivery stamps, Department of Agriculture stamps, any type of stamps, official stamps, you name it. Now, I don't have many U.S. stamps in here because I have them in another album. But this does cover all the countries of the world at that time, and many of them no longer exist. So I'll give you a little look in the book, just to give you an idea. Here's some U.S. revenue stamps. They have telegraph stamps. Here's Württemberg. The country that's in the very back of the book is Zululand, starting in 1888. You can see here that this country, Württemberg, began in 1851. And we have Western Australia, 1899. So there's all sorts of stamps. Venezuela, going back to 1893 and beyond. Uruguay. Look how they spell Turkey. And here's some Turkish stamps. Tunisia was called Tunis, 1888. Switzerland, going back to 1854. We have Sweden. Straits and settlements. Lots of countries. Never heard, of course, we've all heard of Spain. Some albums call it España, because that's what the stamps tend to say. South Australia. Siam. Serbia, which is also known as Serbia. Saxony. I'd say half the countries in here have a different name now, which is quite interesting. And it's just fun to look at the different colors and postmarks from that time period. We go back to Salvador here, St. Pierre, Russia. Here's some stamps from 1868 from Russia. Look how they spelled Romania. So anyways, it's fun to look through these old books. If you're wondering what these kind of things cost, they're not much depending on how many stamps are in the book. There's a website for caseantiques.com, and they have the same album in here for about $450. I recommend you look at it. And in it, you can actually see the stamps that are for sale in this particular album. This album went for about $450. And it all depends on the contents. There's Confederate stamps in these albums, all sorts of different varieties. I'm not collecting them to sell them, but somebody may have died, and this particular album went up for sale for $480. I hope you found this interesting. Thanks for watching.